What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for joining in for another video. My name is Mike, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to do a short review on the Hobie kayak that I use and that I fish out of, the pros, the cons, what I would upgrade, what I would keep the same on my 2023 Hobie. If you guys haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. I'm hoping this information may help you if you've been interested in maybe picking up one of these kayaks. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it and we're going to get started. And also, I'm going to tell you guys how to get the water out of these things without breaking your back and breaking your kayak. Stay tuned. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the rear of the kayak and move my way to the front and just go over a little bit of everything. I will say it's not the cleanest kayak to use it. It's a workhorse. I fish out of it a lot, but let's go ahead and start and get on with it. So from the back, you have the rudder system. This rudder is kind of spring loaded, and you run over something, it'll pop it up and won't break. Now I will say that this right here, this little PVC pipe that runs from here to here, which controls your steering, loose and it's flimsy. I think Hobie should have done a little bit better job on this, a little bit something different to make it more secure. Also, you got to be careful, because if you ever tip this up on its end, this piece right here will come out of this hole. Not a big deal, you just got to put it back in, but got to make sure that before you get in this particular kayak, you have to put this rudder down manually. Now there's upgraded kayaks in the Hobie line and other lines of kayaks that have a pulley system that will drop this and raise it while you're sitting in the kayak, but you can't do that with this Hobie. So that's a con that I wish they did have, because there has been times I've been out on the water and forgot and look behind me, I'm like, oh, my rudder's not down, so I have to beach up and then get out, put my rudder down. So it's just, it'd be nice if they would do that with all the Hobies. This is the bottom of the line Hobie. The price point's about $19.99, brand new. So, and it just goes up from there for the different models. This is a drain plug right here. Don't know why Hobie put that drain plug right there. I really don't, because if you look, this, you have to tip this all the way up. Well, when you do that, you tip all this up and this is on the ground, and I've knocked it off trying to get the water out of my kayak, the piece right here, and had to redo it 2 or 3 times. So, which brings me to another point that I'm going to show you guys in the video, how to get the water out of this kayak without tipping it up on its, all the way up on the rear and taking a chance of breaking something right here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and it's pretty simple, and it only costs about $5 to do it. Moving on, you have the bungee cords, keep your cargo strapped down. I put my crate back here that has my tackle bag, my life jackets in there. I got a rod holder in there, and I'll show you guys all that at the end. I'll set it up like I'm fishing. It does have the rod holders on both sides, the scupper holes right here. And then moving on down, this is where the seat goes. It does have these latches in the seat that hooks down into it, and you pull these over that little bar. I'll put the seat on and show you guys that too. The Hobies do come with a paddle, so here's the paddle that it comes with. It has a little strap right here that's pretty convenient, and once you get used to it, it's not hard to work with one hand. It does have the track rail system, and there's so many accessories, but that's what you do. It's just got a little screw, I guess. You put it in there, slide it where you want it, and lock it down. Pretty simple. Moving on up this side of the kayak, nothing else into the front. There's some more bungee cords right here. There's a handle that, these handles are, you know, they're just a piece of rope, but they work. I will say this polyethylene is what this is made out of, is a very, very tough material. I have hit docks, I've hit all kinds of stuff in the water, and you know, yeah, it's got scratches and stuff like that, but I'm not ever concerned that it's going to put a hole in anything or anything like that. So here is the steering, and that can be calibrated with that screw on the back here. So it's pretty simple. That's the steering, right and left. I got a couple different compartments and a cup holder, which is a necessity, I think, in a kayak. I keep it real simple. I don't run any electronics on my kayak. I don't have a battery. This kayak's not set up for a fish finder, battery, and all that stuff. They do make them. The pro anglers, obviously, they have battery boxes in them already. But this one, base model, you can put a battery in it if you wanted to, but if you do that, then you got to worry about it getting wet, because this area right here holds water. There's a rubber grommet seal right here, and like I said, this kayak's pretty much brand new. I bought it about a year ago, actually. So this seal is good. It's just water gets in there and there's no way to get it out except unless you tip it up on its rear, take a chance of breaking that, or do what I'm going to show you here in a few minutes what to do. It comes with this little container. I keep all my tackle stuff in there, my soft plastic. It's not very big, but I do wish that on this model that they would have put another compartment or something that's more accessible when you're sitting in here, because that's all you got, and you can see that it's not very big. You can only carry the bare minimum stuff. They do have bungee cords right here, and what I did is I just kind of zip tied a pencil pouch that holds my stuff, like my knife and my scissors, and just little stuff. Can also hook like my fish grips on here to where they don't come off. So I mean, all in all, it is a great fishing kayak. I'll go through the gear system and the seats whenever I put all that on here, show you how that works. But all in all, it is a great kayak. Still at a $2,000 price point, I feel like Hobie should still have some of the stuff that they put on, like the Outbacks and things like that, that are $1,000 or so more than this Passport. They could have easily put that on there too, like the pulley system for the rudder, like a compartment up front, just simple things like that. I will say, I forgot to mention, this is like porthole right there, but you can put a GoPro camera mount in here, or they make attachments where you can get like a canopy that goes over the top and the pole sticks in here, and then there's one that it hooks somewhere back here, I think, to probably these bungee cords, these little eyelets right here. But anyways, there's tons of accessories you can get for this thing. Right here is the gear system. This is really, Hobie did a great job on this Mirage system, which is the foot pedals, that all you do is just that right there. I mean, it's just two little clips, and when you're in the water and you got it in there, these are closed and hooked onto the pedal system. So if you're coming up and you're getting out, or you know, you're getting in at a beach somewhere and you're too shallow, you can pop these out. You can just pop them out and pull that gear right out, and I'll show you guys that. It's pretty simple concept. All right, so I set this up a little bit with minus the rods and my net and my bump board and etc, etc. But the basics, the seat, my crate. I mean, I do have a fish bag. I don't have it with me, but I got a fish bag that I put right there for keeping fish. And then the gear system, the Mirage system, is right here. So this crate, I recommend, highly recommend, if you have a kayak. I got this at your local store, we'll say. You know, every town has them for like 10 bucks. So this is just a classic crate. It holds my life vest. I zip tied a rod holder on here, my gear bag and things like that. So this is the seat system. Like I was talking about, it just pops down in these grooves right here, this bar does, and you put these over it to hook the seat in case you do want to reach up and you have to lean up to the front of the kayak. The weight of your body doesn't press down on here, and the seat doesn't go poof, because that's what happens. Don't ask me how I know, but then whenever you try to get that seat back in there when you're on the water, back in these grooves, after you've reached up there and popped the whole seat system out of these grooves, it could be tricky. So moving along, here's the gear system I was talking about. So these go back and forth just like that. I know you guys have seen me push those, and then when you want to take them out, you just, I don't know how good you guys can see this, but hit this one. There's another one on the other side, and it literally just pulls straight out. There's nothing to it. Now this is dirty. I need to clean it. Didn't even realize I had a stick in there. But it's very simple. Hobie did a great job on these, and the mechanics to it. It's all stainless, so nothing's gonna rust. I've had zero problems with it whatsoever, and really like this kick drop system that they have in the Hobies. So again, that is the small review, I guess. I mean, there's not much to this kayak. It's pretty bare bones, pretty simple. Your generic kayak, but it is a good beginner kayak for fishing. It's enough to fish out of, but it's not enough to overwhelm you with all the accessories that you can have on a kayak. I have thought about upgrading. We'll see. I don't know. It just depends, because honestly, it does everything I need it to do, and I just can't justify spending that type of money on something that, you know, when I already have this that I can catch fish in, and that it does what I need it to do. It is a workhorse, and it's not the cleanest thing, but it gets the job done. We were talking about this drain plug right here and the placement of this, and why I don't understand why they put it this high up on the kayak instead of putting it down, because water does get in here, and there's nothing you can do about it. It just is what it is. And when you try to get the water out of it and you're by yourself, which I am 99% of the time, you can run into problems. You can break this off. You don't want to break this, because then you can't steer. And I have broke this piece off picking it up. So I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip. I think everybody should have a sponge. And actually, I didn't think of it. I saw it from another guy, but I really think that this has saved me a lot of headache. Now, the way to use this is this has to be flat. Right now it's not flat, but when it's in the bed of my truck, it's pretty flat, it's pretty level. So get you a sponge. They're like $4, so get a couple of them, because they might rip up. But what you do is, in here, in this middle part, take this compartment out, and when it's flat and there's water in here, it's going to be enough to where you just sponge it out, and then you just wring the sponge out. It's pretty simple, but you know, that is a tool that I think is imperative to have for every kayak owner, is a sponge. It'll save you. You can keep it with you if you're out on the water, and just by chance you might start getting a little bit of water in there and you notice it. Something good to invest in, and it's $4. So that's pretty much the review on the 2023 Hobie Passport 12. They do make a 10.5. You know, I wanted to come on and just show you guys what I'm fishing out of, and my pros and cons and what I would do different. We got some weather that's coming in, hurricane, so I don't know how much I'm gonna really be fishing, but we'll try to get out there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. We'll see you on the water.